Welcome back to the JSFL. We got Atlanta hosting Minneapolis in week one, our last 4:15 game before we hit off to Monday Night Football. So our last Sunday game, we got the Predators coming back against the Minneapolis Fishers. A good game. No injuries as far as I know, so we'll have to see that in a second here. But I'm going to kick it off to your commentators in a second as we get ready for this one. Trent Hudson coming out second year QB, last year's first overall pick. And Tony Dickerson's last year's rookie of the year. So a big rookie quarterback matchup. We're back in a moment. Okay, so there's two injuries. Israel Kubert out till week 2, and Payne West out till week 4.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
So in Jacksonville territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. They don't give it here to his running back. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. Just a yard on the pickup there to bring up a 2nd and 9.
Trying a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because when they're open, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
2nd and 9 now. And that's complete. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 30.
I don't believe that this opening drive is surprising to either one of us after the time we spent with the coaching staff and players prior to the game. What about you?
Absolutely. Not only that, but that big article in the paper this morning about their philosophy on starting games like you're shot out of a cannon, and that's what they've done. Very methodical here on this first drive.
Yeah, so many teams talk about that fast start. We're actually seeing it happen right here in front of us.
But now the kicker, can they cap it off by putting the ball in the end zone? So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll look to throw. That one for Minneapolis, resulting in 15 yards and a fresh set of downs.
Incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their drives somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better than it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. That's complete right around the 8. And he's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7. 7 yards up on the pitch and catch.
Timing on that one, where they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, balls out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Come inside the 5 at the 4. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up 1st and goal.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
They'll try to run for 1st and goal. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down they go.
And the big fellas, that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him
first. Second and goal from the 6 this time. Down to the 2-yard line. And then right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, but now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4 down territory? Might he go for it?
And he takes it in for a quick score. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Colts take it right down and score on the opening drive. That's a solid opening drive, and nothing fancy there at the end, just pounded in.
That felt like old school football, didn't it? All right, down at the goal line, and not only were they able to punch it in, as you just emphasized, they did it against a goal line defense that's stacked to stop the run. So if you're on that offensive side of the ball, you feel great about yourself right now. You're actually able to dominate a group that expected you to run the ball and still punched it in.
Now Adam Vinatieri for the point after. And this is good to make it 7-0 ended. One in the books as a 12-play drive. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. Now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken at his 4. Take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. So here the Jags now set to get their first drive. A glance here at the man calling the plays under center, their 6'4" quarterback.
What I enjoyed watching this week when we had a chance to watch them in practice, the easy camaraderie that he has with his offense.
A lot of respect.
A lot of respect, and frankly, I thought it spilled over to the defense. I thought the defensive guys were coming over and teasing and joking with him. You can tell they respect the heck out of him and really want to play well for him.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. And the Buffet Boys, no line. Ready today.
Listen, you got to feed them first. But if you do, you usually get a great product out on the field. And when they play well, the quarterback can't wait to feed them afterwards.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. 2nd and 6. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Check in with our referee. So the contact came before the ball got there, and the flag is thrown.
Timing is everything, isn't it? And it's so hard to cover these great receivers. They have such great body control, and they can fake you out. In this case, as you described, got there before the ball got to the receiver. Penalty flag had to come out.
For his running back, and he's got it. He's across midfield from 149 to the other 49. Just 2. Thoughts on this?
Unit that can control the run and get after the passer. This is an all-around terrific defensive front. Hard to move the ball against them on the ground, and then when you want to throw it, Look out. Here they come after the quarterback.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. All that gives them is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down. For the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on 3rd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave them with 4th down.
Double this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. On 4th down, on his Logan Cook to punt. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. And they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
Now out of the gun.
I call that play a success. Inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Here it's complete. Even with the nice move, can't go very far. Stop short of the 30. 4 yards on the completion. Sets up a 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
It's a gain of 4 there and gives them a new set of downs.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And in the next breath, they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. That's complete. There on first. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. 2nd and 4. And it's complete. He'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 14-yard gain for Indianapolis and also move the sticks.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful of one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
Now they'll run it on the toss. That play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. After 1-7-0 on EA Sports. Out of the gun. And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory. 3 yards on the pickup there, but they've only got it back to 3rd and 10.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No doubt at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory. They'll set up to throw. Rolling to his right. He can run for it, and he will. And he's got this down to the 35. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 35.
Under the category of obvious, you hate giving up a first down, a 3rd and long, and somehow he finds his way downfield and picks it up.
If you look at the coverage defensively, and all this is great, but no one accounted for him at the quarterback spot.
At some point, you actually have to tackle it and get him on the ground short of the first down marker.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Laundry on the field. This is going to be a false start on the offense.
Sometimes you have to slow things down a little bit when things get heated. The cadence has to be slow and deliberate at times to make sure your team's ready to go.
False start backs him up 5. 1st and 15. And here it is running back. There as he gets 7. I think you mentioned in the opening that these guys needed to establish the run, protect the young QB. Actually broke that down later. So how would you assess things so far?
Touch that you actually wrote something like that down. I appreciate that, partner. But I do think they've been able to do that. Maybe not as effectively as they wanted to. But I think we'll see more of as this game goes along. So continue to take care of that young QB.
Now a pass dumped off to his running back. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
When you run a screen pass really well, you gotta like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, and all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
They'll run it now out of the goal. So we got 3 and 1 tackle and couldn't do a whole lot else. It's a pickup of 4 and it'll bring up 2nd down.
A luxury to have a guy like this who can not only spell your starter, but can come in and keep drives going.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. This is caught. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. A game of 4 last play. They double down here and get 8. Trying to run for it on first and goal. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Defense in this one is a little bit of the good and some bad because they did give up the touchdown run to him early, but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they contained him very well. Second and goal from the 6 this time. Time to the tailback. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to set up a third and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on third, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think the second down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4 down territory.
A great play there. With his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If this is all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. And get some more. And get some more. And it'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
Terry connecting on the extra point. And that'll make the score 14-0. That drive along with spanning 15 plays. And the result for the Colts is a touchdown. Kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. Bring it back to just about the 25, 24-yard line. Now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on these drives.
Anything, at least 3 points getting it. He's got it. Got his man complete. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville in the first down.
They all came together there. In breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on first and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. He's going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there with the line of scrimmage because they're dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? If there's a bring in your tight end, keep him in, your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
Now they try the right side here. He puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6.
On a second and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on third down.
Down up near midfield. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
Another pitching catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Sliding out of the pocket. The scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down.
Not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable second and short.
And I'll try the jet sweep here. And covered beautifully. And the defenders stay home, and they'll stop him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And they're going to have a third down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Ready? 70, 80. Coming in. Now back to throw. This is going to be incomplete. Problems here on third down. They've converted only once so far this first half.
And you know as well as I do in this league, if you don't win on third down, it makes it hard to win a ball game because then you're relying on your defense, you're relying on your special teams. You got to get it done with your offensive unit.
Here's Logan Cook now as he'll kick it away for the second time. This one goes angling out of bounds, and it will be spotted inside the 30-yard line. Set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. And he's found the end zone twice, and now I'm guessing he's thinking, hey, let's find it 3 times.
And you got to figure from the defensive perspective, how has he gotten there twice? What are we going to do to keep him out for a third time? How do we tighten things down? Because he and his offensive mates, they're really in sync right now.
The Colts come to the line, ready to start their next drive. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here. They can really put them in command before intermission.
And it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how do we see them combat it? Continue to run your offense. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
Go now. 18, ready. Right back to him on first down. 3 yards on the pickup. It'll be second down. Jackson, 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. A reminder, coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will join us from Orlando with our halftime report.
Before the coaches, 2 minutes.
Take this from 147-yard line to the other. A gain of 6. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on third down. And that's complete. The first down as they get 9 yards out of that quick slant.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here, complete to the tight end. Down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. Colts going to use the first of their timeouts. Stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Second and 5. Here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
I think we can make this one pretty simple. It's a rookie mistake made by the rookie quarterback, trying to force a pass without really using proper mechanics.
They come up now, 3rd and 5, following the incomplete pass. And look to throw. Finds a man with a crossing route. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts. They get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. This quarterback now, 12 of 15 throwing the ball, 80% so far, and it's 1st and 10. Stepping up and try and run. Just a couple of yards shy of the end zone. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. Calls in the past. This offense one-dimensional.
I think you did.
Well,
I think it was you.
I'll be honest, I did. I think the fan base is hoping with this young rookie that they can put some wrinkles in this offense like we just saw.
I think you're exactly right, because we did have that discussion that what we've seen in the past from them, they needed to broaden, and they have done it here. Look at what he's bringing to their offense.
Touchdown. 2-yard touchdown grab. The Colts, they add on to their advantage. There was a lot of zip on that pass, and baseball might have called that a frozen rope.
I like it when you bring the diamond into the game. I'm going back to the gridiron. Had some heat on that bad boy. Sometimes you throw a touchdown pass, and sometimes
you throw, a touchdown strike?
There you go. That's my man, in concert.
Vinatieri now to tack on the PAT. And it is now 21-0. That time, a 9-play drive. And it culminates in an Indianapolis touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. It's fielded a few yards into the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take it in. They'll bring the football to the 25. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. And some dangerous territory. Already down 3 scores. A 3 out here. Inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is every play for a big shot downfield. Thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Just 25 seconds to go in the half now as they've got it 1st and 10. There on 1st down, that run will get him 7 up to the 32-yard line. going to go ahead and use their first timeout. As the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Second and 3. And his man will be in route, complete. Second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. To escape, and he goes down. That was signaling the timeout call as it goes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. To throw. He's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. So we reach halftime of what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. We now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to an abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. This one is maybe not exactly in the bag yet, but there is definitely a big mountain to climb in this third quarter. The teams are already back out there, so let's not waste any time, because we'll turn it back over to Brandon Godden.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Teams appear ready for the fight ahead. We were fielded about a yard deep. The decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. On the Jaguars now as he'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. Come out throwing here to start the drive. He's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. There on first.
It's time for them to be good teammates right here. What I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up the touchdown.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Play action, the throw. And he goes down.
So one quick, easy analysis of why they struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
The offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. This one, deep right center. And complete. And they get this all the way to midfield, marking down at the 49. And a big 32-yard play on 3rd. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, That'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well and get a few stops.
The big play has them all the way out near midfield for 1st and 10. Find his man on the outside. He's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a 1st down as well. I don't know what they talked about at halftime, whatever it was. It worked. They looked like a different team here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there were very many trash cans that got kicked over that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
They'll give it here to his running back. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Here's the 2nd and 7. He's got his man on the crossing route. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another 1st down at the Colts 17-yard line.
For any offense versus his own defense, find the holes in the guys and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. So until the 2nd half, but finally a red zone opportunity here. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 17. This time to the tailback. This has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
Continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. It's 2nd and 13. 2nd and 13. Here, and that's complete. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. He's got it. They're able to complete 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Here, that pickup ensures the drive continues.
Not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defense side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happen. We'll get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
He's going to go down, sacked back at the 13-yard line.
Point counterpoint, wasn't it? They decided to throw for it on 1st and goal. Instead, the defense counters with pressure, and the defense wins, getting a big sack.
They'll try it again on 2nd and goal after going backwards to the 12. Now a handoff here to his running back. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
So first and second down went the wrong direction. They'll try to do better here on 3rd and 13. Now whistles here. And I believe one of the Jaguar linemen might have moved. Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
A bad time for a false start penalty as they're backed up now for 3rd and goal. This is intercepted. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. No signal yet. I don't think he got in. He didn't. They'll mark him at the 1. No gain on the play, and it's going to be 2nd and goal. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. Touchdown. Punching it in from a yard away. And the Jags take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. That's the score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much and you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Josh Lambo now for the point after. It's up. It's good, and it'll cut the lead. It's 21-7. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. And Lambo now after the touchdown. He'll kick this one away. This will be fielded at the 8. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Here's the Colts now as they get ready for their first possession on offense of the second half. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Running out of the gun. 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Nice job by that defensive front there to earn a short gain on 1st down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. 2nd and 9 now. A spectacular one-handed grab there. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
That's important to see guys like that make that type of a catch. Not fair goes through my brain. That size, that speed, And now they're acting like wide receivers, too.
Yeah, tight end one-handed catches. Kind of like wide receiver one-handed catches nowadays.
It's just not right.
Gun now on third down. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. Fifth catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down.
That was a route ran not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and put the down marker back to 1.
Ready? 60 Pittsburgh. Set the tone, defense. Set the tone, defense.
Now give it here to his running back. And he's going to take this across midfield into Jacksonville territory. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Third quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out. The running game can really benefit your team right now.
Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. And to give this time to the tailback. The 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. 16 yards to pick up there. The Colts have a first down.
They're trying to show you they can run the ball, protect this lead, give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Ready.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
Tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because when they're open, this defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. That's good for an Indianapolis first down, a gain of 10.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive. If you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense get a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Here, that's complete. And he'll be brought down. What's going to turn out to be the final play of this. That was the 8th play of the drive, so a somewhat fitting pickup of 8 yards. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Now give it here to his running back. From inside the 5 at the 4. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a 1st and goal.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Pass, that's complete. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. From 40 yards out. And the Colts, they add on to their advantage. He has really settled in throwing the football, and that touchdown here in the fourth quarter gives him a pretty comfortable cushion.
He may be a rookie, but he's playing like fourth quarter, and the QBing is easy. How about this guy? Youngster, not worried about anything, just cutting it loose and having fun.
Vinatieri now for the point after. He knocks it through. It's 28-7. A 10-play drive that time. And the result for the Colts is a touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This one taken from the 7. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Jaguars offense now heads back onto the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. You have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Hey, break.
Over the middle, and it's complete. Taken down, but able to slip across the 35. When they pick up a 15 from Jacksonville. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time, down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Is running back out of the backfield. 7 yards on the play, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way. And really, we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. Looking to throw. That's complete. But not before he moves it past the 50. 10 yards there. Good enough for a chance 1st down.
Some think the teams really won't throw a slant unless they have a receiver has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn into big plays.
Looking left side, he's got it complete. That's somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they'll march up another 15 against your squad.
The penalty moves him into the red zone here on 1st and 10. Complete. And they get it inside 10 at the 8. More on that one and another 1st down.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. Tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
Pressure right. Here he'll get it down to the 7. Get just a yard on the scramble. It's second down.
The cap to the defense. They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
Line of scrimmage, the 7 now on second and goal. And to give this time to the tailback. Get this touchdown. Great effort there. Second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Jaguars make some inroads here on that deficit. He's doing his part, but still facing a sizable deficit.
And he would like to do more, but he needs help from the other 2/3, right? He needs his defense to blow up a little bit, and he also needs special teams to maybe create some big plays and help them get back in it.
Lambo to add on the extra point. It's up and good, and it's now 28-14. That's a 6-play drive. And in the end, it's capped off by a 7-yard run. And Lambo now after the touchdown. He'll pick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. Two scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away.
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your team there playing keep away, first downs, you can't touch the ball.
Right now, out of the gun. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain after the 26. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Now think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock. Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling. See, that one right there. This one keep falling forward, and they won't put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The Colts on third down. They haven't been stopped yet. A perfect 7 for 7. This time it's 3rd and 3. Complete. But I see the close fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
You play West Coast offense or not. One of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that one. They get the first down, they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the fourth quarter. Yard punt, a return of just 2. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10. Here comes the Jaguars offense as they get set to go again. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
Just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll go down just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. At this stage, this drive's got to be touchdown or bust because you need two.
If I'm the offensive play caller, I'm not just looking at my dagger plays downfield. I'm looking at some of my specials, something that can fool and give you a big play now.
With a sense of urgency.
No doubt.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. 2nd and 1. That's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Gain of just a yard, but it's a first down. Fourth quarter, every drive so critical. You figure they only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You got the first one for the second one to even matter.
To throw down on first down. That's complete. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. They'll set up to throw. They'll buy some time right. They'll roll him out right. They'll try and run it. And he's got this down to the 35. He keeps it himself for a first down.
Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm. They had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. He can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Need something from deep in the bag at tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Looking middle, and that's complete. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th.
Hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. As expected, they're going for it to keep the ball alive. And that is Complete. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. The Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes. This one in the left-hand column. Get 4 yards here on the first down run, and that'll make it 2nd and 6. And quickly, we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively. Now out of the gun. They'll work it across midfield inside the 45. The Jags will use the second of their timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. Brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Right now, out of the gun. And for a few times here today, this one's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Early down steps to put this offense in precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big body guys in the middle of this game, has got to be priority one.
Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. Looks like he'll throw here. Rolling to his right. Yeah, he's going to keep it here. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. And the Jags with 5 in the secondary now on 3rd down. The Colts in victory formation now as they take the lead. So this one winds up an Indianapolis victory. You look back over the score sheet. Interesting. Very clean, big, no turnovers by either side.
An absolute rarity when we watch games now because defenses have put such an emphasis on taking the ball away. Well, what we saw here was offenses spending their time saying, look, you know they're coming for it. Ball security is paramount. So they worked on that, not just a week of practice, but I'm sure all during training camp. Make sure when you have it, tuck it away because danger lurks everywhere you turn.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaunt. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. With that, we sign off from Jacksonville.